Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are discuss about the very interesting and important topic, that is the circulatory system. Circulatory system means the body fluids, I mean hemolymph or blood, anyone, it circulates through the body through the circulatory system. So here the circulation pathways majorly two types. The circulatory pathways majorly two types. How many types? Two types. One is a open circulation, second one is a closed circulation. Open circulation and closed circulation. Come to the first. Open circulations means the blood freely flows in the body space. The blood freely flows in the body space. That is called open type of circulation. That is the open type of circulation. Here the body spaces means sinuses. The body space means sinuses. I mean the hemolymph, I mean blood, it is come to the sinuses. Then the heart, they receive the hemolymph from the sinuses and distributed to the different body parts. This open circulation, this type of circulation consists the leeches and arthropods, molluscans and echinodermates. These are examples for the open circulation method. Now come to the closed type of circulation. Closed type of circulation means the blood freely flows in the blood vessels. The blood freely flows in the blood vessels. That is called closed type of circulation. I mean here the ventricles and atriums, they send the blood into the blood vessels to the body parts. So here the atriums and ventricles, they all send the blood into the blood vessels. Through the blood vessels, the blood is circulated to the overall the body. So this type of circulation is called closed type of circulation. So the circulation, this type of circulation having the annelida, cephalopods, cephalochordata, and vertebrates. These are closed type of circulation. So here open circulation and closed circulation. These two are circulated pathways. Now come to the chambers of heart. Here earthworm, it consists of 8 pairs of heart. The earthworm, it consists of 8 pairs of heart, and cockroach, it has 13 chambers of heart. 13 chambers of heart. Now come to the fishes. Fishes, the heart consists of the 2 chambers. Under that, one is a atria, second one is a ventricle. Atria and ventricle. The fishes they have the deoxygenated blood. The deoxygenated blood sent to the gills for oxygenation. Hence the name of heart is a branchial heart. At the same time, through the heart, the deoxygenated blood circulate at a once time. Hence the name of single circulation. Especially the fishes having the single circulatory system. Now come to the amphibians. The amphibians consist of the 3 chambers. How many chambers? 3 chambers. Under that, 2 are atriums, 1 is ventricle. 2 are atriums, 1 is ventricle. So this is the amphibian's heart. Now come to the reptiles. The reptiles, they have incomplete 4 chambers of heart. The reptiles, they have incomplete 4 chambers of heart. How means? 2 are atriums, 1 incomplete ventricle. Why? Because suppose this is a diagram of the heart. These are atriums, right atrium and left atrium. These are ventricle. The interventricular septa is incomplete. So that's why incomplete 4 chambers are formed in the reptiles. Now the right atrium, they collect the deoxygenated blood from the different body parts, and left atrium, it collects the oxygenated blood from the lungs. Now the right and left atriums open into the ventricle. So in the ventricle, the blood, oxygenated and deoxygenated, both blood are mixed in the ventricle. So in the reptiles ventricle, they have mixed blood. So this is the mixed double circulations occurs in the reptiles. Now come to the apes and mammals. Apes means birds. Apes and mammals. The apes and mammals, the heart chambers are 4. 4 chambers of heart. So this is the just introduction of the how many chambers in the different phylums. Okay. Now come to the human cardiovascular system. Human cardiovascular system. First one, structure of heart. The structure of heart. The heart is mesodermal origin. The heart is mesodermal origin. The heart is situated in the mediastinum. The heart is situated in the mediastinum. Mediastinum means this thoracic cavity. The heart is located in between the two lungs. So this thoracic cavity is nothing but that is the mediastinum. This is the mediastinum. So the heart is situated in the mediastinum, either side of the lungs, and it is turned to left side. Turn to left side. Now come to the external structure. External structure of heart. External structure of heart. The study of heart is called cardiology. The study of heart is called cardiology. The shape of heart, it is cone shape. The shape of heart is cone shape. The weight of heart approximately 300 grams in the human being, and the largest heart in blue whale. The blue whale heartbeat 7 times per minute. Now the smallest heart in coyote bird, just 0.15 grams only. The heartbeat of coyote bird 1200 times per minute. 1200 times per minute. Now, suppose this is a heart. The heart is enclosed by 2 protective layers. The heart is enclosed by 2 protective layers. The protective layers is called pericardium. Pericardium. The The pericardial cavity is there. The pericardial cavity is filled with the pericardial fluid. Pericardial fluid. The pericardial fluid, it is protected to the heart from the shocks and frictions. Now, the wall of heart, it consists of the three layers. The wall of heart, it consists of the three layers. The outer layer is a epicardium. The middle layer is a mesocardium. The inner layer is a endocardium. The wall of heart consists of the three layers. The outer layer is a epicardium. The middle layer is a mesocardium. The inner layer is a endocardium. Now, the heart consists of four chambers. I have already told you. Two are atriums. They are upper portion of the heart, and two are ventricles. They are lower portion of the heart. Okay. So this is the external structure of the heart. Now come to the internal structure of heart. Internal structure of heart. The longitudinal section of the heart, they can appear the four chambers. In that four chambers, the two upper portions of the chambers are atriums, and two lower portions of the chambers are ventricles. Now come to the atriums. Suppose this is the heart. First atrium. We know about the atriums. The atriums are upper portion of the heart. The wall of atriums are, it is very thin. It is very thin. The wall of atriums are very thin. The two atriums, one is a right atrium, second one is a left atrium. The two atriums are separated by the interatrial septa. Interatrial septa. Two atriums are separated by the interatrial septa. In the fetus heart, suppose this is the heart, this is the interatrial septa. In the fetus heart, the interatrial septa, it has a small pore. It has a small pore. That is the foramen oval. foramen oval. During the development of fetus, the left atrium and right atriums interconnected through the foramen oval. Now, the foramen oval, the small pore of foramen oval closes at the birth. It closes at the birth. It represents after close the foramen oval. It is represented by a depression of septa in between right and left atrium, that is called fossa ovalis. Fossa ovalis. It is one of the depression the interatrial septa in between the left and right atriums. So this is in fetus heart. Now come to the right atrium and left atriums are separated by interatrial septa. To compare the two atriums, right atrium is longer than left atrium. The right atrium is longer than left atrium. The always right atrium filled with deoxygenated blood. The right atrium is always filled with deoxygenated blood. How to comes the deoxygenated blood into the right atrium? I mean, here precaval vein. This is the precaval vein. The precaval vein, it collects the deoxygenated blood from the anterior part of the body. And sent into the right atrium. Now come to the next one. This is a postcaval vein. The postcaval vein, it collects the deoxygenated blood from the anterior part of the body. And sent into the right atrium. The postcaval vein, it is opening into the right atrium. It is guarded one wall that is called eustachian wall. Now come to the coronary sinus. The coronary sinus, it collects the deoxygenated blood from the wall of heart and sent into the right atrium. The coronary sinus, it openings guarded by Davacious wall. Now these three different types of veins collect the deoxygenated blood from the different body parts and sent into the right atrium. Now come to the left atrium. The left atrium is always filled with oxygenated blood. Suppose this is the lungs. One pair of, two. one pair of pulmonary vein collect the oxygenated blood from the lungs and send into the left atrium. One pair of pulmonary vein collect the oxygenated blood from the lungs and send into the left atrium. So the right atrium is always filled with deoxygenated blood and left atrium is always filled with the oxygenated blood. So this is the atriums, and also the atriums are receiving chambers. Receiving chambers. Now come to the ventricles. The ventricles are pumping chambers. The ventricles are pumping chambers. We know about the ventricles. The ventricles are located at the lower portion of the heart. The wall of ventricles are very thick. The wall of ventricles very thick. Two ventricles are, one is a right ventricle and another one is a left ventricle. Two ventricles are separated by one interventricular septa. Interventricular septa. The left ventricle longer than right ventricle. The left ventricle is always longer than right ventricle. To compare the total 4 chambers, the left ventricle is longer than remaining 3 chambers. The right ventricle is always filled with deoxygenated blood. Why? Because right atrium deoxygenated, at the same time right ventricle also filled with deoxygenated blood. Now left ventricle is filled with oxygenated blood. Okay. Here in the inner side of ventricles, a finger-like projections hang down into the ventricle. That is called columnate. In this, number of columnae appears in the inner side of the ventricles. In the columnae, some are long and conical in shape. Some are long and conical in shape. The type of columnae is called papillary muscles. These papillary muscles connected with the bile and tricuspid valves. The papillary muscles connected with the bile and tricuspid valves. Now come to the left. The 2 atriums and 2 ventricles are separated by the atrioventricular septa. It is also called as coronary sulcus. 2 atriums and 2 ventricles are separated by the atrioventricular septa. The atrioventricular septa is also called as coronary sulcus. Okay, this is the ventricles and atriums. Now come to the valves.